Hi guys, today I'm going to walk through a small but production-ready AI pipeline. We'll process an image, run OCR, call an LLM, and turn unstructured output into validated data. Section 1, LLM Interface to Contract. 1.1 Define the LLM contract. Before creating any clients, I define the interface. This is the contract. Any LLM client must implement complete JSON. It doesn't matter if it's an OpenAI, LangChain, or local model. If it follows this interface, it works. This keeps the rest of the pipeline fully decoupled from the LLM implementation. Section 2, LangChain LLM Client. 2.1, LangChain LLM Client Constructor. Now I create the LangChain adapter. The constructor takes an API key and a model name. Inside, it tries multiple LangChain entry points. This is necessary because LangChain APIs change across versions. First, it tries Chat OpenAI. Some versions use model name, others use model, so both are handled. If that works, I record the mode as LangChain Chat. If not, I fall back on the older LangChain LMS OpenAI interface. If LangChain isn't available at all, I fall back to a local OpenAI client. If nothing works, I fail fast with a clear error. 2.2 Extract JSON text. Next, I add a helper to extract JSON from model output. LLMs often include explanations around the JSON. This method looks for JSON object first, then JSON array. If it finds one, it returns that substring. Otherwise, it falls back to the full text. 2.3 Text from response. LangChain responses come in different shapes. This method normalizes everything into plain text. If it's already a string, it's returned. Otherwise, it checks common fields like text, message, and content. If nothing matches, it falls back to string out. 2.4 Complete JSON. This is the main method exposed by the client. If the client fell back to the local OpenAI adapter, I delegate directly. Otherwise, I call the LangChain model. Some versions are callable. Others require generate or predict, so all cases are handled. The output is converted to text. Then I extract the most likely JSON substring. Finally, I parse with JSON loads. If parsing fails, I raise a clear error with the raw output. Section 3, OpenAI Client. 3.1, OpenAI Client Constructor. Now I create the OpenAI Client wrapper. This is a thin layer over the OpenAI SDK. The constructor takes the API key and initializes the SDK client. All OpenAI calls are isolated inside this. 3.2 Extract text from OpenAI response. Different OpenAI APIs return different response strings. This helper extracts text from chat completions, legacy completions, and the responses API. If none match, it falls back to string parsing. This keeps the client resilient to SDK changes. 3.3 OpenAI Complete JSON. This method calls the model and forces JSON output. It tries chat completions first. If that fails, it falls back to the responses API. The text is extracted and cleaned. Markdown code fences are removed. If the result is a dictionary, it's returned. If it's a list of dictionaries, the first one is returned. Several recovery strategies are attempted if parsing fails. If everything fails, a clear error is raised. Finally, I had a small main block for local testing. It reads the API key from the environment. If present, the client initializes and prints confirmation. Section 4 Schema and Validation. 4.1 Intake Result Schema. Now I define the schema. This is the contract for the model output. Each field has a type and constraints. Dates must be real dates. Confidence must be between 0 and 1. If the output doesn't match, validation fails immediately. 4.2 Normalize request type. This validator normalizes the request type. The value is trimmed and lowercase. It's not a known type, it defaults to other. Section 5 OCR pipeline. 5.1 Preprocess image. Now we move to OCR. The image is converted to grayscale. Noise is reduced with a blur. Thresholding improves test contrast. This increases OCR accuracy. 5.2 Extract text from image. The image is loaded from disk. It can't be read, the pipeline fails fast. Tesseract extracts text from the processed image. The output is trimmed and returned. Section 6 Prompt and Orchestration. 6.1 Build prompt. This builds the LLM prompt. The model is instructed to return only valid JSON. Expected keys are formats and formats are explicitly listed. The OCR text is injected at the bottom. 6.2 Run intake pipeline. This function orchestrates the entire intake. OCR runs first, the prompt is built, the LLM is called through the interface, the output is validated into the schema. If validation fails, the error includes the raw output. Section 7, CLI entry point. This is a simple command line entry point. An image path is passed as the argument. The API key is read from the environment. The pipeline runs, the final result is printed in formatted JSON. This is a full OCR to AI intake pipeline. The LLM is abstracted behind a contract. The output is strictly validated. Failures are explicit and debuggable. This pattern scales cleanly to production systems. Thank you very much. Have a good day.